What is going on, folks? I am Goat and welcome back to Warframe. So we got a little tutorial here. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Interesting, right? Why are we looking at Mesa Prime with the Tenor and the Cyclone and the Serrata of all weapons? And my Panzervolpa Phyla, name tampon, in the background. Why? Well, title says it. Mastery 30 test. People struggle with this test. And I do understand it. Like, I had my own struggles with it because initially I was on kind of a weird learning curve with Mesa. And I just really kind of had to die a bunch to figure out what the fuck I was doing wrong. That's how we all learn, though, by fucking up. So, we're going to go over the build of Mesa, okay? What you can do differently from my build that's still quite functional. And we're going to basically go over the primary and the melee, okay? The secondary is more of a primer. It's just like the Kuva Nucor, just less status, less critical multiplier. So, but I mean, it's still very functional, okay? Base heat damage weapon compared to the Kuva Nucor is a base radiation proc damage, but it's a much higher status, much higher critical chance, or critical multiplier. Either way, Mesa Prime. So, this is a Mesa Waltz, this is like an Umbral Waltz build, okay? But it's a strength, duration, efficiency build. Tanking the range, which does screw with a few things. Okay, it really does. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely does, and I will not dare say otherwise. There are other ways to build Mesa to make this work fine. This is a really good build, though. Okay? The reason being, it's good for this test for the most part, except for hard procs. Hard procs are the one thing that might get you, and it does happen. Doing some practice tests, helping Monster get ready for this test. You know, you can get hard procced and nailed in this thing if you do stupid shit like I do, and that's jump into a crowd of people and go fucking bonkers. You don't want to necessarily do that. So the first ability is one of, if you want to use it, I get it. Basically, you activate the ability, store up 100 shot, store it up to 100, and then hit it again, and it fires out at whatever the damage percentage is. So 147% damage back at the enemy through your next shot. Not a bad thing. Personally, I don't find it very useful during the Mastery 30 test. That's my playstyle, though, okay? Second ability, Shooting Gallery. Basically jams guns and confuses melee enemies to a point, okay? Now, because this is a tanked range build, this does not affect a very large area. This is how you can get hard procced doing this, but that's okay. It's okay to die with Mesa as long as you play to one specific thing, and we'll talk about it. Okay, but this basically is just a little slight extra level of protection if somebody gets too close to you. Okay, doesn't guarantee shit, I promise. Shatter Shield, this is your saving grace. Now, people get a little confused with this one, okay? So Shatter Shield basically absorbs 95% damage with the proper build, okay? And then rebounds damage back towards the enemy. Okay, like rebound some of their bullets. Okay, like it says, reflecting back incoming bullet damage. That's all fun in games, except that the bullet damage only goes 3.74 meters away. So because it's a tanked range, if they're close to you and they're shooting at you, it's great. But if they're close to you, you've probably got Shooting Gallery engaged, which means they ain't shooting at you. So the outward reflection really isn't the thing, it's the damage reduction. But this is where people get confused with Mesa, though. Mesa has a damage reduction. She is not damage immune, okay? Which is how you can get hard procced and die. So jumping into a crowd, going full fucking ham, like, like you're status immune, or like you're, damage immune with, Valkyr, is stupid. But that's also my playstyle, so I'm an idiot. So basically the build is very simple, and the fourth ability is obviously Peacemaker, which is her fucking guns and her usage of said guns. So, obviously we're focused into pistols because that's Mesa's bag, is firing pistols like a goddamn 810 Warthog. We like movement. You don't have to do movement. I can tell you that right now. You do not have to have Mesa's Waltz on there, but it is nice. Umbral Vitality is on here, obviously, for health purposes, and then stacked with Umbral Intensify to boost each other, so you get more health, you get more strength. Okay? Narrow-minded, we want ability duration. I swear to God, you can lose range. You don't want to lose duration. I can fucking promise you that. Obviously, you want a bunch of energy. You definitely want ability efficiency, because that is one thing Mesa is, like, the queen of, is consuming energy like it's going out of style. Now, this does cost ability duration, but that's also why Prime Continuity is on there. Transient Fortitude also costs a little bit of duration, but again, that's why we have Prime Continuity on there. Coupled with Narrow-Minded. Adaptation to help try to resist some of the damages that get thrown at you. Obviously, Prime Continuity is what it is. Arcane Velocity is there for the pistols. Arcane Grace is there to potentially help you recoup some health. Right? That's the build. The Tenora Prime. I'm actually using this for a specific reason, because these are weapons that are possibly available. You don't even have to use primes. You can use something like the Trumna. Trumna's a great fucking option. It's Forma-hungry. As you can see, it is definitely Forma-hungry. You can use the Catch Moon. Okay? Like, this fucking Catch Moon is fucking mean. 105% crit with a 4.8 multiplier. That's a mean son of a bitch. It really is. But it does have a fall off. Okay? So that's something you have to take into account, to where the Tenora Prime is just like, I'm going to throw a fucking shit ton of bullets at you. The Stalt is a pretty good fucking option. Rakacernos, not terrible option. Again, if you like bows, you know, the Proboscis Cernos, the Rakacernos, the Nataruk. Nataruk, truthfully, is probably going to be your better option, because you're not going to run out of ammo compared to most of the bows are a little bit less than happy. Phantasma is a decent option, but it does have some hiccups. The Quelor is actually a pretty decent option if you build it right. Corinth Prime, again, if you don't have the Corinth Prime, I understand it. The Cedo is a really good fucking option. The Bubonico, seriously, the fucking Bubonico is an amazing option. Really is. You just melt enemies. What else? The Amprex is a really good option, surprisingly. The Excelter is a great option. You don't need Kuva weapons. You don't need Tenet weapons. You don't need, primed weapons to do this test. But by the time you're at Mastery 30, I'd be amazed if you don't have quite a few of the primed weapons or the Tenet or the Kuva weapons. I would be very surprised. But for the purposes of just because I fucking can, I'm taking in the Tenora Prime. Tenora Prime is a 90% crit chance build, 4.8 multiplier, looks like crap. Okay, but it's got a 2.2 punch through, a 1.8 multi-shot, reload time of 1.9 seconds. That's not amazing, but it's got a fire rate of 17.1, so you are going to shred some motherfuckers with this thing. No pun intended with Prime Shred. I am going to be using the Tenet Cycron over using the Kuva Nucor simply because of ammo. Ammo drops are not a guarantee. Okay, they're just not. Not the shit you need anyway. The Tenet Cycron is battery, so even though it has less critical chance and it has less status chance, it is a heat-based, battery-powered baby Kuva Nucor. Okay, I actually prefer it over the Kuva Nucor, personally, because it's a heat base. And then the Serrata. This is a Dojo Glaive. This has a 5-ribbon disposition, for fuck's sake. Not a whole lot of people like the Serrata, but it fucking works, okay? The Serrata build. Not everybody has all this, but if you don't have it, I'd recommend getting it. Especially Amalgam Organ Shatter. Between Amalgam Organ Shatter and Killing Blow, and then Corrupt Charge, this is where you get a lot of, bang for your buck out of this kind of weapon. Then you basically just do whatever kind of damage you're wanting to deal, base damage, more explosion, damage on heavy attack, plus your heavy attack wind-up speed, again, heavy attack wind-up speed, base initial combination, and then, of course, crit chance. Because why not? Why not add to the crit chance just a skosh? Now, is there other things you can do here? Yeah, sure. Of course there is. Let me look. Projectile speed. So you can put quicker speed. A little bit more uncontrollable that way, though. Okay, truth be told, really is. Let's look here. If I could remember what fucking school it is, fuck it. You know what? Here, we'll just do this. Power throw, another one. You get punched through plus 100% thrown damage. It's a good option if you're not worried about the crit chance. Truth be told, it really is. I personally like applying a little bit more crit chance in there. Now, a 48% crit is not amazing. So, I mean, could I do power throw? Sure. Really could. This is the exact same build I run for my Glaive Prime, and it's destructive as fuck. Okay. So the thing with Mesa is very simple. Her third ability is king in this, and then her second ability comes into play just in case. If you want to use the first ability, that's great. Fourth ability is what murders everything. The problem that you run into is that you've got nullifiers and you've got arbitration drones in here. They will absolutely booger up you being able to use your fourth ability. So you can either break out your melee or one of your primary or secondary weapons. Beauty is that we have energy pizzas. We have a large squad energy drops. So we have access to the gear wheel.
This is your true master test. Your only objective, survival.
This is where it gets goofy. It's a multi-level survival. So you just drop 3 of these, go ahead and pop your shatter shield. Go ahead and kill these bastards. Your main goal is to kill everything humanly possible. Okay, on the regular. Whole point is really fucking simple. Well, of course. Damn arbitration drone. Look, he's all broken. See, now we got some life support drops. Shatter shield just expired, so we're gonna have to hit that bitch. Fourth ability down. Ooh, I almost fell off. See, my big thing is keeping life supports on the field of play, man. So, killing every enemy possible. Okay, that's the arbitration drone. The last thing we want to do is lose Shatter Shield. That's like the cardinal sin with running Mesa on this test. You lose Shatter Shield, you're going to get booted up. See, now we have life support drops. Poof. 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 Oh man, homie's dead. So the problem is, like, that arson SMS can hard rock the shit out of you, so you gotta be careful of that guy. Poof. So we like it when they're dead, right? See? Murder everything. Make sure you see a bunch of life supports. If you don't, just keep killing. Make sure that there are plenty of life supports. That way, if you run into problems with the bosses, you don't have to worry. Sick, there's my secondary. Get off my dick. Ooh, see, you got hard procced. That's fine, though. See? See? Did it again. It happens. It's entirely because I'm an idiot and I love to sit there and get all fucking full ham with these assholes. See, like, we're a little low on life support, so we'll come back over here. Look, I died fucking twice being completely fucking stupid. Seriously. It happens.
Congratulations, true master.
You can go in and be a complete dum-dum baby like me. Go full ham, stand in the crowd, literally stand still and get punched in the face with all this damage. And still beat the test. The big kicker comes down to paying attention to the duration of Shatter Shield, okay, and then making sure that you are constantly killing enemies to make sure you got a shit ton of life supports down. That way, if you die, you can drop a couple of energy pads, no problem, immediately pop Shatter Shield again, and then go collect a few life supports because you're losing time on the counter of the life support percentage. It's really that easy, guys. Like, legit, it is that fucking easy. Now, will it take practice? Absolutely will, without question. 100% it will definitely take practice. But is it easier to run with Mesa and well, technically two abilities, her Shatter Shield and her fourth ability, her Peacemaker ability? Those are the only two you have to use. So basically you just build for duration, build for health, build for ability strength, but at the end of the fucking day, just keep track of the timer of Shatter Shield, and then, keep yourself mobile, build for a shit ton of fire rate for the Regulator's Prime, have a nice fucking day. Boom. Dead. Simple. Very simple. Don't know what to tell you. So anyway, hope this helps for a Mastery 30 test tutorial. Again, you can use whatever weapons you want, okay? Like you saw the glaive, it works. It works fine. The Cycron was working fine. Wasn't amazing, fine. The Tenora, Tenora Prime works totally fine. Sub 100 crit works totally fine. So, not upset with it. So, anyway, take it for what you will. So, folks, thanks very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one, okay?